The world is buzzing with the new move of the BRICS Union. There are rumors that they are launching a new payment system among them, even a common currency. This plan is being touted, especially by agencies close to Russia and China, as an effort to shake the West's dollar dominance. But interestingly, on the United States side, President Donald Trump has been making statements like, "BRICS is finished. My threat of 100% tariffs has stopped their anti-dollar moves." And yet, are they a BRICS nation? They're a BRICS nation. Spain. You know what a BRICS nation is. President-elect Trump is vowing to impose 100% tariffs on BRICS nations, unless they commit to not developing a new currency. But is that really so? Or have the BRICS really embarked on a new global financial offensive? Let us take the picture, step by step. On one hand, there is the dream of BRICS countries to create an alternative to Western-controlled institutions. They want to break the global dominance of the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, SWIFT, and the dollar by developing their own payment systems. On the other hand, there is the United States, President Trump's "Do not play games with the dollar. I will impose tariffs of up to 100% on BRICS members." In this diplomatic poker game, the question is, who is bluffing and who is serious? President Donald Trump, in his signature style, declared that BRICS is dead. In other words, he claims that these 5 countries have frustrated his anti-dollar plans. According to him, "I have threatened to impose tariffs of up to 100%. These countries cannot afford to be excluded from the United States market. So they have withdrawn their anti-dollar moves." Russian President Vladimir Putin is hosting a gathering of world leaders for the BRICS Summit of Emerging Economies today. This claim leads to different interpretations in the American media. Some say Trump is right, threatening trade would shake BRICS, while others say this is just political rhetoric. In reality, BRICS is moving on. This is a topic that has been discussed before. Since the day it was founded, BRICS has been voicing the goal of creating alternatives to Western-centered structures, such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, and establishing their own financial institutions and currency. Agencies close to China openly state that they are uncomfortable with the use of the dollar as a sanctions tool. Russian financial sources have suffered from being cut off from SWIFT due to Western sanctions. Countries like India and Brazil say, "We want to conduct our own trade without being bound by rules imposed by the West." Yet at BRICS summits, the idea of, if we are so uncomfortable, why don't we adopt a common payment system, has always come up. Some call it the BRICS currency. Others call it trade in local currencies and a common digital payment infrastructure. So, there is no clear commitment, but the latest news gives the impression that they are now in the actual testing phase. This in turn raises concerns in the United States. Could the dollar's global dominance be shaken? Just when there was talk of BRICS anti-dollar moves, Donald Trump stirred the pot by saying, "I ended this group. I have a 100% tariff threat. No one can cover the dollar's throne." According to him, BRICS backed down because they were afraid of losing their trade relations with the United States. While they were preparing plans to take the dollar out of the picture, they shelved them for fear of giant tariffs from Trump. But this claim is controversial because China, the biggest power in BRICS, is already engaged in a trade war with the United States. Would it be too afraid of a 100% tax threat? Russia, partially cut off from SWIFT due to Western sanctions, is already experiencing difficulties in the dollar system. How much will Trump's threat change this picture? India and Brazil do have strong trade ties with the United States, but would they be so scared that they would completely cancel all steps of the bloc? In an interesting development, according to leaks from the Brazilian state media, Brazil has declared that instead of a common currency, let us strengthen local payment systems. This could be a weakening of the idea of a BRICS currency. Brazil is saying, I can use my currency other than the dollar, but not necessarily a common BRICS currency. This view begs the question, will BRICS completely disintegrate? Trump brags, look, I have already beaten this group. But even if BRICS countries do not adopt a full common currency, they may try to reduce their dependence on the dollar through different mechanisms. So, what does Brazil's new local payment tactic mean for BRICS and the United States recently? Brazil announced that it will abandon the BRICS currency plan and focus on local payment systems. This may not mean a complete turn away from anti-dollarism, but it shows that it wants to at least postpone the idea of a single common currency. India, on the other hand, cannot stay away from BRICS as it seeks good relations with the West, while also seeking geopolitical balance and buying affordable energy from Russia. Pro-Indian state news reports argue that steps that could inflame tensions with the United States should be avoided. So there is no complete consensus among BRICS members. Some say, let us get rid of the dollar. Others say, let us do it gradually. But is this system a deterrent? Sources close to the Brazilian leadership said we know that trading in dollars is risky. But we do not necessarily need a common BRICS currency. We can trade outside the dollar by strengthening our own local currency mechanisms. For example, Brazil is signing local currency agreements with China and trying to work with countries in the region, such as Argentina, in local currency. This provides insurance against potential United States sanctions. India is following a similar approach with its local currency initiative. This is a way of reducing the dollar share, step by step, without BRICS making a major revolution. Even if Trump calls for 100% tariffs, maybe Brazil can say, I will cover my deficit with Asian or regional trade. Is it a complete break? No, but the United States might have less leverage. BRICS countries are preparing for a new summit in the near future. According to statements from Brazil, artificial intelligence management, global health policies, and financial reform are the main agenda of this summit. Of course, anti-AR moves, a common currency, or payment system will not be on the table. But to say that everything will be clear may be too optimistic because the contradictions within BRICS continue. At this summit, they may agree on a framework to facilitate trade in regional local currencies, but a complete dollarization revolution is not expected. India and Brazil's positions are uncertain. It may not be enough for Russia and China to be the driving force. However, Trump's 100% tax threat is also said to have cast a shadow over this summit. There is a United States administration that says, if you try to replace the dollar, I will wipe you out in my market. Some BRICS members see the United States market as vital. This makes the step of completely eliminating the US market leverage versus BRICS unity difficult. Maybe they will announce a symbolic common payment system and proceed slowly. This is one of the most striking questions. If the BRICS members actually set up systems to weaken the dollar's dominance, would the United States retaliate with massive tariffs? Would this lead to a complete fragmentation of global trade into blocks? Some say yes. Tariffs would increase. The world would enter a new era of trade war, and no one would win. Others say, on the contrary, if the BRICS set up their own payment network, the impact of the West's tariff weapon would be reduced, and perhaps the end of tariffs could come. There is no clear answer to what will happen. There is a general expectation that both sides will come to an agreement through diplomacy without playing their trump card. But with Trump 2.0 on the agenda, the wave of protectionism may rise again. If the BRICS step up and say, "We will create our own trade networks," the United States wants to say, "I will go as far as 100% tariffs." This means that diplomatic negotiations will determine the real balance. Which view do you take? Are the BRICS actually building a payment system that will surprise the United States, or have internal contradictions and the Trump threats stopped? Then, are we heading for the end of tariffs, or is another major trade war looming? Share your comments with us. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and hit the like button, because this story of non-dollar trade and tariff wars will continue to make world headlines in the coming months. Goodbye for now.